Well, Ms. Fasoli, thank you for meeting with me this afternoon on such a short notice. And I know that you had a long, busy day. I was walking the halls and I heard you just going at it with your kids today.
Yeah.
Really good job in the classroom today.
Thank you.
So I want to talk to you just briefly about your lesson plans. Math is, one of our areas of improvement for this year. And I want to meet with all of our math teachers to make sure that everyone is on the same page and that we have a clear understanding of our expectations. And so I'd like for you to, and with today being Tuesday, I thought this is a good time because as she's reflecting this week, maybe we can talk about some ideas that we can incorporate in our lesson plans for next week. So I'd like to talk to you. I have a few areas of concern, and that first area of concern is your formative assessment. Could you talk to me about how you plan your formative assessments?
What do you mean by formative assessment?
Well, I want to talk about how you find out what your students know as to what you're teaching. How do you know that they understand what you're giving them?
I guess I look at their homework they turn in and the number of problems that they get right. And then when they take a test, I look at their overall percentage, and that's kind of how I know who's mastering it and who's not.
Okay. So do we have any, how can we align some of the things that you do? How can we align that with the standard course of study? And because homework, I understand you give the homework, and I understand that you're looking at the test, but how can we line your formative assessment? How do we know that the students are reaching goal 1 within a certain amount of time?
I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, I don't really know. I guess when I give them a test, I just kind of look at the overall number of problems they get right. I don't really look at how they're doing on each specific standard. Or,
Oh, okay.
I mean, I haven't really worked that much with the standard course of study. I'm more comfortable going.
I'd like for you to start using some benchmark data. And with that, your neighbor who's across the hall from you, you're on team A, your team B math teacher, she's really good at benchmarks. And what that does is that allows her to teach a skill. And after she teaches that skill, she has small quizzes or small assessments that give the students an opportunity to apply that skill so that she has an understanding of what they know as they're going instead of waiting until the end of the period or end of the grading period. One of the things that I saw when I was looking at your lesson plans is that it was simply teach and quiz on Friday or test on Friday. And sometimes that may be very difficult for the student because they're not getting the things that you need. And I know that you are a strong math teacher. As I look through your files, because I'm still new here, so a lot of what I know about our teachers is through their personal files and through their data. And so I want to make sure that you stay here with us because math is, you're a good math teacher. You know the math. So I want to make sure that you can actually do something with those assessments. So would you need some help using the standard course of study?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I just like I said, I've used the textbooks. I don't really know how to use the standard course of study for planning or for creating assessments other than testing quizzes. I'm not really familiar with it.
Okay, that's not a problem because I mean that's what we're here for. We want to grow you as well. So as you're growing your students, we're going to grow you. And so I'm going to ask your math partner across the hall if she could dedicate some time or either allow you to go in to see what she's doing, get coverage for your classes so that you don't have to worry about what's going on in your classes. But I want to be able to offer you some good help there. I'd also like to ask that you would do some reflection as you're seeing things in the classroom next door. If you could just journal some things, what could you do? How could you use some of those strategies that she's actually teaching with her kids? I'd like to see if you could do some reflection for us.
Okay.
And I don't want to use it as a gotcha, but I want to use it as a tool to help grow you.
Okay.
Okay.
That sounds good.
That'll work for you. I want to start immediately. Are you willing to start immediately?
Yeah, I mean, I work really hard. I spend a lot of time lesson planning. And I really don't have a lot of extra time right now, but I mean, I guess I can probably try to get in and observe. I have a meeting today, I have a meeting tomorrow, I have a meeting on Wednesday. Can I go in on Thursday?
Well, yes, you can go Thursday. That works. Let's do this. I like to make it easier for you, so it's not a problem. If we could, we'll set up a scheduled time, so
Okay.
that we know that there could be something that's on your radar at all times, that you're going to go visit this class or visit classes, not just that one class, but visit classes. And what I'm actually hoping that could happen is possibly you could team teach, and maybe she can help you with the strategy, and you can present that strategy, and she can actually help you in the presentation or give you some feedback on how that goes, if
Okay.
you're open for that.
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay. So I want to make sure that that you grow, and as well as I said before, math is very important, and that's one of our areas of improvement this year. And so I want to make sure.
I would say in terms of positives, you definitely came off as being very supportive and like you want to help, you want us to grow together. And it wasn't just like I'm putting you in this on your own. It's like I want to help you. I also, and you were clear, like you came out and said that I want to help you. I want to help you to grow. You provided different opportunities for me to grow. So you said, you can go into a classroom and watch a model teacher do it. I want you to team teach with them. Let's make this a routine thing so we can keep meeting and you can keep observing and reflecting. And I also like the fact that you came out and said what your concerns were. You weren't just like going around in circles trying to have me figure out what the heck you're trying to get to me.
Okay. And what do you think is one thing that Taisha can improve upon?
I guess I would say the main thing, and I don't know how it kind of counteracts with the idea of support, but first, just when you said, I tried to get across to you that you were a great teacher and that you knew your content, but I wanted to channel it differently. When we had the conference, that didn't come across. It was like, you're a great teacher, but let me tell you what you're not. And so I think being more specific, like, here's something I saw you do that was great. Like, I watched you pull a small group, or I watched you, even if it's something, I watched you greet your students at the door, something like that. So it's specific so that I know, okay, yeah, you really did see something. You weren't just using that to open it up. And then the other thing that I was thinking about is like, because in this passage, I was supposed to be kind of more nervous at the beginning, and I was supposed to be a little bit more withdrawn. And what I was thinking through this, if I was this teacher, have you created a safe space for me in terms of going in and observing other teachers' classrooms? How do I know that other people aren't looking at me as like the bad teacher, or how, and so I'm not quite sure how to change that. And maybe it would have come, like you said, having more conversation about like, okay, let's get down to what do you really not know? Like, what do we need to help you with,
And I thought about that too, because am I supposed to talk?
Yes.
I thought about that too, because I was thinking about that I could have said something like, as we'll have other teachers team teaching or visiting classrooms.
Yeah, and that probably would have actually been the thing for me, or this is something that I'm seeing you struggle in. But there may be people coming into your classroom to see the strengths that you have play out in the class, just so that it's not like I'm the only teacher in this school that has to go observe all these other teachers. And so I think overall you did a really good job of being supportive and creating a culture where I want to improve.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.